How to use PractiCAD connector up-down marks. PractiCAD has the ability to automate the plotting of the connector marks. For example, what we're going to do is go into the workbox and choose the supply zone. Then we're going to go into the fitting bin. We're going to grab a piece of rectangular duct. We're going to click on the drawing, and then we're going to actually hit F enter to rotate this duct, and we're going to rotate it so it's up. You notice that PractiCAD is showing us the circle to show us that the duct is being rotated up. But once we click it on the drawing, the way we have PractiCAD set here, PractiCAD's putting a solid X to represent duct that's going up in the supply zone. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place this fitting on the drawing. We're going to hit F enter to rotate it, and we're going to rotate this one down. You'll notice that PractiCAD is showing us an X to show us that we're holding it down, and once we let go of this fitting, you're going to see that it leaves us with a plot style of a dotted X representing fitting that is vertically going down in the supply zone. In order to adjust this for all of your custom zones, we need to go into the library icon on the PractiCAD ribbon. So we're going to click on that now. On the left hand side, we need to go to the allowance section. We're going to click on the word allowances. When you click on allowances, you're going to open up the connector up down mark. The first thing we're going to get is a drop down menu that's going to have your list of zones. Your zones might be different than the ones you see on this tutorial. They are created through the presets identification section, and there are separate tutorials on that. In this tutorial, we're going to assume that you already have all your zones designed. And we're going to focus on the supply zone. We're going to say if we are in the supply zone, we're going to choose what type of marks and visual styles we'd like to have for these marks. Notice we only have down and up. This is the mark for when the duct is going down. This is the mark for the duct is going up. There are little check boxes next to each one. If they are unchecked, when you go to put duct vertically down, if it's unchecked, PractiCAD is not going to leave a mark. If it is checked, it's going to leave whatever mark you have here. So here what we'd like to do is keep them both checked. We're going to start with the fitting if it goes down. What do we mark when the fitting's going down? Well, we're going to choose first the form. Currently there are 4 forms in the software. There's an X symbol, a slash, which is usually used for return, a Y symbol, which is usually used for exhaust, and then there's the circle symbol for those that have been using it up to this point. So we're going to use the X for supply. So we're going to say that when the duct is going down, we'd like to use the X. Now we have to ask ourselves what color we would like that X to be. Currently we're going to set it on by layer. However, we could click on this dialog box and choose any single color that AutoCAD offers. Next we need to choose the line type. Notice that we have a drop down menu that's quite extensive in this tutorial. The reason why is currently I have all of my line types loaded on the drawing or on my template. There are separate tutorials on loading your line types. In this tutorial, we're going to assume that you have all of your line types loaded, and therefore you can choose the one you want. Normally, when something is supply zone, we're going to use the X symbol, but if the duct is going down, as notated here, we would actually like it to be dashed. So what we're going to use here is the line type hidden -2. You have to pick the one that works best for you. Then what we're going to do is choose the line weight. Currently, we're going to leave it as by layer. Then for when the mark is going up, we're going to say we want to use the same form. We want an X. If we're in the supply and the duct is vertical but it's coming up at us, we do want an X. However, we want that X to be solid. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn it to the line type continuous. Once we've done that and we hit the save key, every time we draw a duct in the vertical, it's going to follow these symbols. Notice what we've done here for return. We're going to come down to the return zone. We're going to look at the down mark, and you're going to see that for form, we've chosen the slash, which is the standard symbol for return. And once again, when the duct is going down, we want that slash to be dotted, so we have line type hidden ×2. Notice that for when it's return zone up, we've chosen the slash. However, here we've used the continuous line, so it's going to be solid. So what we're going to do is go down all of our zones one at a time, choosing the proper symbols. You'll see for exhaust, we're choosing the exhaust symbol, which looks like a Y. We set everything correctly, we save it, and now we're going to exit out. This will allow so that if we go to change our zone currently to return, and we say apply to new fittings, once again what we're going to do is we're going to grab a piece of duct, we're going to put it on the drawing, we're going to hit F to rotate it, and we're going to rotate this one up. So I'm actually going to type in 270 to rotate it up. We're going to click on the drawing. You can see that the return symbol is there. Now we're going to place one, and we're actually going to hit F, and we're going to rotate the duck down. You can see that it's indicating the X symbol. That just shows us that it's down. But once we place it, you'll notice that PractiCAD is putting the connector mark of the return symbol with the line type hidden -2 line. So everything's being represented correctly. One important thing to note is you will not see these lines if you are not in 2D wireframe. Notice the visual style I am in is 2D wireframe. If we switch it to 3D wireframe, you will not see them. These particular symbols only show up currently in the 2D wireframe. To change that on standard AutoCAD, you would want to go to View on the ribbon and then choose the proper visual style with this drop-down menu right here. That'll conclude the tutorial on building connector marks.